Welcome to the Downtown, brought to you by Arlington Media. I am Daryl here, and across the internet from me is...
I am Brody John.
On today's show, we talk to Dr. Albert Parra, a candidate in the City Council District 6 runoff race, about how the campaign went, what he's learned, and what he feels is one of the most important issues facing Arlingtonites.
We also speak to our latest 5-time guest. That is right, Mr. Larry Ladale returns. We talked to him about his latest single and his upcoming performance at Levitt Pavilion on June 19th.
Always a great to have Larry on the show. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been on 5 times. Very cool to see him. You're going to be able to see him at the Levitt on Father's Day.
Exactly. And it's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be Juneteenth weekend. So many great bands coming out. So many good events happening in the city as well. Go check all those out, I'm sure. Obviously, we'll post them on our social media. But talking to Larry, I love it. We could probably have him on 1 million times at this point.
We absolutely could have him on 1 million times. I will also say we did invite the other candidate in the District 6 runoff election, Long Fam. We reached out several times. We talked to him in person. Unfortunately, we just couldn't make it happen. So everyone go out and vote. This is the week, right? Early voting. No, next week. Early voting next week. And then regular voting on Saturday, June 18th.
Exactly. Make sure you do your research. I mean, if you didn't already, it's easier now. You only got 2 people. So
only one race we got left to call. So.
It's just, again, it's practice getting the reps in for this November, so it's very important. Also, you know, the city council people is a very important job. You know, you may not think so, but they bring a lot of good things and keep a lot of good things in the city.
All right, so early voting is June. Actually, early voting has started this week and next week. June 6th through the 10th, Monday to Friday. That is 8 to 5. June 11th. 7 to 7 p.m. That's this Saturday. June 12th, Sunday from 10 to 4. And June 13th and 14th, which is Monday and Wednesday of next week, from 7 to 7 p.m. We've got several places you can vote. Bob Duncan Center, the Elsie Odom Center, Center for Community Service, Junior League of Arlington, City of Arlington South Service Center, the Tarrant County Sub Courthouse, the Tarrant County College Southeast Campus, and the MAC at UTA. So all those places you can go this week and getting it next week. And you can knock it out of the way right now. That way you don't have to worry about it come election day next Saturday. But if you forget next Saturday, election day, you can do it then too.
Get out and vote.
We are here with Dr. Albert Parra, who is running for District 7? 6. Well, District 6 in the runoff election, which is June 15th?
So it's June 6th through the 14th as early voting,
okay.
And then June 18th is the actual election. And if you vote by mail, you should have already gotten your ballot by now.
There we go.
So first off, congratulations
Yeah,
for making it to the
congratulations.
runoff.
Yeah, exactly.
I ran for Congress one time and got 2% of the vote, so I didn't make any runoffs. But
Hey, 2% still 2%.
2%
Right.
is 2%.
2% is a large number.
That's
That's
7,000 more people that I've ever voted for before. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So I mean, I guess, you know, really, just what was the initial race like for you? How did that go? I mean, this is first time candidate, so like, you know, I'm sure you have a lot of stuff that happened, you know. What was it like?
So it was actually a very good experience. So starting off, the main thing is I grew up in South Arlington. I went to Kennedale High School, so I was in this weird part of Kennedale where live in Arlington, but I was actually zoned for Kennedale ISD. If I would have lived like 4 houses down, I would have gone to Martin. Right. So it was kind of in this weird little area. But then going off to college, medical school, residency, and then coming back for fellowship, it was actually kind of invigorating to be able to say, where do we want to come live? And it was essentially, it was a no-brainer. My wife's, we grew up together. I've known her for 25 years. We've been married for 13. So it was a no-brainer that we wanted to come back to Arlington. And so what was nice about it is we moved to North Arlington, and that's where we currently live. and our kids go to Butler School District, so in AISD. It was a new way to understand and see our city, right? It was very different from how I grew up to how I am now as a working adult in my city, trying to make it better, trying to put it the way that we want to. And so the first, I actually filed on February 7th, and the election was March 7th. So it was literally 3 months to the day that I had filed to election. And what was great about that was the first 6 to 8 weeks was really trying to just get your name out there and get to see, go into all the forums. I didn't shy away from any of them and say, look, I want to be able to get my message, who I am, what I stand for. I'm qualified. I'm a physician. I'm an oncologist. I've been a part of multiple types of leadership roles, and say, look, this is something that I feel I could give back to Arlington and be able to bring my unique skill set to Arlington to give it a different perspective. I'm a young professional, raising my family, trying to make it work, just like all of us that are here, right? And so I wanted to make sure that at least that part was represented in the election. And so what was nice about it was really putting yourself out there, because if you've never run for a seat, it is a very different type of race to be able to go out there and say, hey, this is who I am.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I stand for. This is where I want to see things going. And then just kind of get rapid fire these questions from people all around.
It's intimidating.
It is. It's very intimidating. And so but one of the best things that I've learned about Arlington is I've had a lot of, people come up and say, hey, how involved are people?
Yeah.
And the best part about doing that is being able to say, no, people are involved. You just might not be looking in the right place.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. And I understand that, because we're all kind of looking down, trying to say, okay, what do we got this week? Kids got, volleyball, baseball, whatever. And you're just trying to make it to Friday. And there's all these groups of people that are involved and want to continue moving the needle, pushing things one way or the other, so that way we are building the Arlington we want. And that's probably been one of the best things to have experienced, is just that. The second thing, and I'll be honest with you, growing up, my parents always instilled in me, take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your community, in that order.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I don't take care of myself, I can't take care of my family.
True.
If I don't take care of my family, I can't take care of my community. And so the modeling of giving back to my children has already paid off in spades. Like it's it is such a great feeling to, my twin, I have twin girls and a little boy. So the girls are 11 turning 12, and my little boy is 6 turning 7, all in August as well.
Oh, wow.
And so to see my girls go from starting to be like, hey, Dad, have you talked to these people? Or,
that's cool.
How did that go?
Yeah.
What was unique about that, and trying to explain, okay, this is this unique group of people, or this was this, and explaining the topics to them where they get it at
that level.
And then they actually ask the questions that I'm like, oh, that's a very good question.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. That's cool.
That's probably been one of the proudest moments that I've had during this whole campaign.
Just seeing that little light bulb go off in their head.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now the runoff has been that's been fun.
Right.
Because it's kind of said, okay, this is what happened. I have good support coming in. We got a lot of momentum. Now you have to continue the momentum. But as a person that, again, essentially I was an unknown candidate almost 4 months ago to the day now, continuing to get people to know who I am.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I would love to be able to say, let me stop time, kind of like Zach Morris.
Time out.
Yeah.
And be able to say, like, all right, let me just be able to hit every single person. I would love to be able to do that. And that's just not realistic, right? In such a short amount of time. But that doesn't mean that I don't stop trying.
Yeah,
exactly.
You get out there, you keep doing the grind, keep meeting different types of groups, door knocking, whenever you have available time, calling, so forth, doing all the things that you need to do to make sure that you are identifying and touching as many citizens as we can, so that way they hear the message. and they've responded to it, and that's been very humbling as well.
What was the thing you learned the most out on the trail?
Honestly, as a physician, you come into it always being extremely humble and being like, okay, this is what I do. This is what I do. The other part, especially in this type of thing, is having to be very open about telling people just who you are.
Yeah.
And that might kind of that's a very weird type of trait to learn, because inherently we don't want to sound boastful.
Yes. Yeah.
Most of us
don't want to, right? I mean, we want to be like, okay, yep, this is what I'm doing. This is what I enjoy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if people don't know that's what you've done, they don't know if you're going to be the best person suited for the position.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of change things around to be able to say, look, I'm going to be very proud of what I've done in a non-boastful way, but to be able to
let people know.
Exactly right. And that's probably been one of the hardest things to come to terms with and get used to. I'll be honest with you, it didn't take very long, because you don't have time to let it kind of okay, well, let me see how this works.
Yeah.
You have to go from 0 to 60 in literally overnight. So that was probably one of the hardest things personally to have to come to grips with. As a campaign portion, I would say one of the hardest things is just trying to make sure that you are seeing every topic from so many different angles. Because what I think might be, for whatever, infill or trash pickup or this, it is going to be very different to somebody else.
Right.
Because everyone's story is different. And at the end of the day, the thing that I want people to understand is that I am making sure to try to hear as many voices as I can, so that way, whenever I do make decisions on council, I'm remembering the person from South Arlington,
right.
East Arlington, this demographic, that demographic.
So we kind of got, and I posted this on a group in Facebook, and I got yelled at because we didn't ask any tough questions. And I still don't want to ask tough questions. I stand by our podcast.
It's a great podcast.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. What do you think is the most important issue facing the city? Let's get one policy question, and we can satisfy the wonks, and then we can talk about cool stuff.
Yeah, done. Okay, so probably one of the biggest things that we need to look at is there has been a huge drive to make things partisan.
Yeah.
And the thing is we cannot allow partisan politics into a non-partisan position.
Right.
It's really poison.
Absolutely.
And the only people that are going to suffer are the people of Arlington. And the best way that I can explain that is we have to focus on things like economic development, recovery, and growth. I cannot stress that enough, because one of the things that's going to really affect us is we are second in tourism in the country.
Yeah.
Right.
Second. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
If we get bogged down into the partisanship of things that, again, do not pertain to city council, right? And partisan politics, hey, I respect people, whatever where you're going to lead.
Yeah.
But a lot of the issues that we're facing are really at the state level or at the national level, not necessarily at the local level.
Right.
And I think the thing that we have to look at is making sure that we're sticking to our roads are being fixed.
Right.
Our streets are safe. Our neighborhoods are kept intact. Trash is picked up. And then we're looking at that economic growth and recovery. For example, one of the things that we don't want to do, and we've seen that in different parts across the country, in different forums, MLB, so forth, is if we get bogged down in the partisanship, big and little companies aren't going to want to come to Arlington.
Right. Yeah.
And who ultimately is going to feel the pinch in their pocketbook? We are.
Yeah.
Because money has to come from somewhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
And if it's not the tourism dollars, like it's going to be my property taxes.
Right.
Or
and I'll be honest with you, I'd rather spend tourism dollars.
Absolutely. I'd rather spend their money.
Exactly
than my
right.
money.
Exactly.
And so and coming out of navigating, I don't even want to say coming out, navigating through this kind of like post-COVID world, it's going to be really vital and crucial that we do things right, because if we don't, our city will suffer.
Absolutely.
Without a
it's
doubt.
like a poison pill, right? Like
That's
you'll poison the well completely at that point. And I think one of the things that we have to remember is like these are our neighbors, you know,
That's right.
like you know, like we live together, like we live in the same. Our kids go to school together, like the rancor that's happening outside of here, leave it there, you know, like. I got to work with these people every day. You know,
right.
You got to work with people in your city so that you have a community that you like. And I'm not saying you don't have disagreements. Everyone's got disagreements.
Sure.
Right.
But like, remember at the end of the day, and that's one of the things we talked about a little bit before you came on, is about our podcast is like we're looking to like connect people to people, and I think we need to remember that even in city government, like. Jim Ross is a nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like Ruby is a nice lady. You know, these are nice people.
Raul
Like,
Gonzalez, I love seeing that guy.
Exactly. I like anywhere I go, I'm like, is Raul here? Is Raul
Right.
here? You know, like, I want to talk to Raul. You know, like you got to remember that these are people that like love the city of Arlington just like you do, even if you don't agree on everything, and don't demonize them.
Right.
Right, because we wake up and go to sleep in the same city, and we also have to eat
ultimately,
here.
we all want the same things.
Yeah.
Like you said, we want a safe city. We want good roads. You know, we want stuff to be done. And if you let that happen, like you're saying, it would be very bad.
At the end of the day, what I want to do is I want to look. I'm 38, and so 20 years from now, I want to be able to look back at my kids, and I want my girls, my son, to come back and say, you know, Dad, Arlington's pretty cool.
Right.
I want to raise
Stay
my
here.
kids here.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that's going to be the testament of how I've done on council.
Right.
Is that? I mean, that's going to be my barometer of being able to say, am I making the right decisions? Because it's not about just thinking about what do I do for tomorrow. It's doing about how is this going to impact Arlington 30 years from now, 30 years from now, because they're the ones that are going to have to deal with the repercussions of our decisions.
Right.
Yeah. Fair.
Exactly.
Very much so.
Now, what group or what kind of groups have you spoken with in the city?
You said you talked to a lot of
Yeah.
them.
No, I mean, different things. I mean, as far as people that have gotten endorsements from, I mean, like I said, I've gone to a lot of the forums, Arlington Republican Club. I've been to 360 Democrats. The Board of Realtors received their endorsement. Young Men of Arlington, YMA, got their endorsement. MPAC got their endorsement. Been to Dallas Morning News, Fort Worth Star Telegram got their endorsement. So since I've entered the race, I've gotten every endorsement that could have gotten. I've spoken with tons of community leaders that are out there. You know, Sherry Capehart, Ignacio Nunez, to just name a few that have been out there. Those are the things that I've really tried to do. Go to different types of clubs. There's East Arlington Renewal and gone to a variety of other pockets of Arlington groups, because there's tons. There are tons.
Yeah.
And they all essentially want the same thing. Hey, we all want Arlington to get better, but at the same token, as we're getting better, don't forget about us.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And so anytime that I've had the opportunity to go out there, various groups within the Chamber of Commerce and everything, so you're hitting all the groups. I've gone out there, tried to make sure that people see who I am, see what I'm about, that I'm motivated, driven, smart, and a quick learner. You know, so that way I'm going to be able to make the best decisions for them. After everything is said and done, when you're looking at the candidates, go back, look at the forums, go back and look at conversations such as this and see, okay, did Albert Parra show up? Check. Right? And is that who I want making decisions on my behalf?
Right.
You know, that's what you have to ask yourself. And, you know, hopefully I'm your guy.
I mean, we're not giving out endorsements because we're not that podcast.
Right.
But I know how I voted.
Damn, Rody, just
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna edit that part.
Keep it in.
I didn't say I voted one way or the other. I just know how I voted.
Hey, after everything is said and done, you know, what we need is people to vote, because, you know, here is going to be the problem that we're running into in a runoff. People are getting almost kind of voting fatigue.
Yes.
We had the midterms, then we had the municipal elections. Now we had and then we had a runoff for the midterms, and now we have our runoff that's coming through. So literally people are getting confused on, wait, no, I already voted for that. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
You got to vote again.
Right.
And they're like, oh, okay. And they're like, oh, I voted in the runoff. No.
Different runoff.
Different runoff. So you have to remember June 6th through the 14th. So that starts Monday.
Right.
And goes through the 14th. And then June 18th is the actual election. It's same voting places as they were for the May election. So there's the early voting. There's various places around Arlington. There's 8 of them. And then the actual election, there's going to be, I think it's 36 voting locations.
Very nice.
All across.
And very easy in all of those cases. I never have to wait more than a minute to vote. Maybe on Saturday it's 2 minutes.
I'm sure.
But no, very easy. All these places. It's very important. Not a lot of people vote, so please go vote.
Sure.
Please go vote.
Please go vote.
I think that's good.
Okay.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say to anyone in Arlington? Or I mean, we've talked about voting. We've talked about some of the issues that you're passionate about, and anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
After everything is said and done, the thing that I want people to understand is that I live in Arlington. I work in Arlington. I'm raising my family in Arlington. I'm not going anywhere. And so when I'm making decisions about this is my home.
Yeah.
This is where I grew up. This is my home. And so I'm looking at things from my perspective, your perspective, our perspective. I'm not going to make decisions for me to get to that next step because that's not what I'm looking to do. Right. I'm looking to do this because I want to continue pushing Arlington in the right direction, and I want to make sure that all the voices are heard, and then it's not just one unique group that is being singled out. Everyone needs to be heard. So I'm making decisions for yourself. And again, I think I cannot harp this enough. You need to look at who do you want to represent you on council. Right. Go look at the track records. Go look at the forums. Go look at the interviews. Hear what we have to say, and make your decision based off of that.
Yeah.
And lastly, vote. Vote. June 6th through the 14th, election the 18th. If there's any questions, let me know. Thank you guys for having me out here. I've had a ton of fun. I love seeing you guys on social media and listening to y'all's podcasts, so that way you get to learn what's going on in Arlington and what everybody else has kind of going on.
Yeah, the #1 podcast about Arlington.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, get out there, vote, bring a friend, make a day of it, go out to dinner, go out for drinks afterwards, have some fun.
That's all right.
All right, we are here with how many times has Larry been on the show now?
It's not 5, but it's close.
Close to 5.
Yeah.
You're almost a 5-timer.
Yeah, you're almost 5-timer.
We're here with Larry Ladale.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hello, I'm back.
You are back.
And
Thankfully.
I think the last time we talked to him was here too.
Yeah,
It was.
Yeah.
Union.
You had longer hair.
Union works with an X.
That's right. Right here in Urban Union.
Yeah. The D Magazine's #1 co-working place.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This place.
It's a cool place.
They get a lot of business. I see they repainted.
Did they?
That wall wasn't yellow when I was here last time.
I could have sworn it was.
I thought it was too, but I haven't been here since then. So
I have.
But not
pretty sure
inside.
so.
I've been outside, and I've talked to people out here, but I haven't been here since we were here last time, which is almost a year ago. It was like last August.
Is that long?
Was
Yeah,
it?
It was a long time. Maybe it was even June. It was a long time ago.
Jeez.
Jeez, man.
Seems like just the other day.
That's what I said too, and then I was like, "What?"
I should be here more often.
We
should be,
Larry, you have an open invitation.
Yeah.
We're all
Anytime you
involved.
just want to pop in.
It'd be great, man. It's only growing. So when these big wigs start wanting to dump money into bags and give it to me to sing and act and stuff, you'll have your front row seat.
Yeah.
We'll be
Like,
Larry, come on
entertainment
the
tonight.
show."
No. TMZ. No. Arlington Citizen.
Yeah.
because
that's
we were
what's
here
up.
from the ground floor.
Well,
Here at
TMZ is
the
just kind of
show.
a barge you at, coming out of your house or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. So But we give you your privacy.
Sure.
Yeah.
My privacy.
Your privacy.
And because we respect that. So what have you been up to since you last came over here?
Oh my goodness!
What haven't you been up to?
Yeah.
It's been a whirlwind, guys. So we'll just go ahead and plug the first. I think May 13th came out with another song.
You did?
Called "Mind on God." Did y'all get a piece of that one?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's very different from. I say that every time. Oh, it's different from last week.
It is though. That's like we were talking about earlier. And I'm gonna say it again on the record that you are the Prince of Arlington.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't mean like royalty, although you are a very royal man. I mean like Prince, the musician, the artist. You are, I would say, a genre-jumping, multi-talented artist.
Mm-hmm. Man, thank you so much. It's on the record now.
It's on the record. I put it on the record.
You might upset some people.
Someone else is like, I'm the Prince of Arlington.
He doesn't even have a band.
But you play with people.
You play with a lot of people. Yeah. You can actually put that now as your bio on Instagram. The Prince of Arlington.
Prince of Arlington. Arlington Citizen Media calls him the Prince of Arlington.
The Prince of Arlington. Well, I would say King, but my last name's not King, so that'd be weird. So we'll just say
Justin
Prince.
King might have some some words about that.
That would be fitting if he was like, I'm a king of Arlington. It's like,
he really should.
That's just your last. I'm surprised that he's probably going to steal it now.
Yeah, he really should be like, I heard it on the show.
But I'm shocked that he hasn't done it yet. Hey, Justin King, King of Arlington. Now that you said I'm Prince of Arlington, I'll say, I'll take it because it's like a double meaning, and I won't be in his way when he finally catches on.
When he acknowledges.
And freaking said he's been doing work out for years, and he's never said it. So there you go, Justin. Go ahead and steal it.
That's on him.
Also another artist of varied genres.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's good. I think that's really the nicest thing about the Arlington music scene is like you have so many people who are involved in it, but in so many different ways. Like we were just talking to Lottie earlier, and it's like that guy's all over the place too. Like he's working with so many different people, so many different bands, so many different artists. Justin's the same way. Larry's the same way.
And Lottie's on my new song.
I was gonna say, you guys doing stuff
it's
together.
me, Lottie, Chef D, and Miles Kennedy. We call him. He's not a newcomer, but he's a newcomer to the Larry Ladale feature world.
The Larry Ladale verse.
And he's the youngest. He just turned 22 years old. He's young. Wow. And I said, hey, so whenever you ask, and we talked about this last time, whenever you ask somebody, do they want to do a feature, it goes two ways. It goes no, or I'm too busy, or it goes let me hear the beat, let me see. Or it's like immediate yes. I don't care what the beat is.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. And so I've had the luck to where I'm like, hey, you want to do a feature? It's immediately yes, and they're like, send me the beat. And then after I send them the beat, which is not, they can't download it and take it. It's view only. They hear the beat and they're like, oh my god, definite yes.
Definite yes. I'm into this.
Hard all three guys were like, yeah, we're doing it. And so I had to get some stuff together and like, when are we recording? Come on. And so we recorded in my apartment and I sent it off to my engineer to mix and master, and that was it. So
does Lottie say no to a lot of things?
I can't imagine so. He's in 45 bands.
That was the big thing in the interview was acknowledging how many bands he's in and not just he's in bands, but he also is on so much other stuff. Like he's like features on like a lot of different artist stuff, and he's a prolific musician in the city of Arlington.
Yeah, he got rained out at Levitt last night,
but
he then played with Chef D later at Caves that night. So
they love that place, Caves.
Do you not enjoy that place to play music?
I haven't. So I'm a old man. I was hanging out there before they had a stage.
So do we.
We were talking,
and we're playing punk music on gravel in the back
Mm-hmm.
before they fixed it up. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah,
we have chairs back here. This is great. and a covering for the patio. This is great.
Yeah.
So since they built the stage, I might have done karaoke on there once, but I haven't gotten with the football team and got something together. But that would be really nice. But usually, they do it on a Friday night, and then the folks I do the trio with at Texas Live, Pat and McKenzie, they're never available on Friday. So it would take me. Which wouldn't be hard, but it'd take me finding other artists, other musicians for that gap. But I just haven't planned it yet. And a lot of the stuff that I do on Spotify, I have four songs officially out.
There you go.
And then I have I'll plug the Levitt deal here in a minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
that was the next question.
A lot of the stuff that I'm doing solo hasn't been recorded yet because I'm doing so many shows.
Yeah.
I had one this week. I got 4 next week.
That's good.
3
yeah,
last
that's
week.
awesome.
So, shameless plug. I said you said a segue. Juneteenth. Which is Juneteenth and Father's Day. I'll be playing at the Levitt, man.
Yeah, you will.
Believe it?
I'm gonna be real honest. I'm gonna be in the beach, and I'm so mad. When I saw the date, I was like, "Dude, Larry's playing at the freaking Levitt." And then I was like, "Crap, I'm gonna be at the beach." Which the beach is awesome, and I'm gonna be having a lot of great Father's Day with my kid at the beach. But at the same time, I want to see my friend Larry play the Levitt, man. That'd be cool.
I mean, I'll be there. I'm working there on the weekends.
I can stream it.
So. Yeah. They
you can live
go
stream
through the Facebook.
Yeah, I'll stream
live
it on the
stream
Facebook if the Wi-Fi works.
And actually, the lady who runs the soundboard, I play softball with her brother, Wesley.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wait, soundboard.
Yeah, she works sometimes at the Levitt show. She works the mixer
Oh,
under the tent there. Elizabeth?
Rachel.
Yeah.
I think she does more of the lights. I thought Richard
Either one.
ran. Yeah.
They're at the
She's
board.
at the board.
She's
so I
at the
assume
board.
the
Fair
board
enough.
sound.
Okay.
She's got knobs. She has the
Faders and-
faders
yeah.
and things. I'm like, sound, yes.
There's knobs.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
faders over there, and
Yeah.
but those look
Fair
work for
enough.
lights too.
It's a real stage with lights.
Yeah. And so, how does it feel to be being able to play at a stage like that in your hometown?
Oh my goodness, man. So they called me and he said, "Hey Larry." I said, "Oh my gosh, what is it?" And they just said, "It's time."
Oh.
That's all they said. And I was like, "Are you serious?" And they said, "June 19th, do you want it?" I was like, "Yes,
Heck
Duh.
yeah.
of course."
Take it.
They gave me details and they sent me an email and got my stuff straight. And to answer your question, I've been waiting on this for like 3 years.
Wow.
And so I think all the shows that I've done, all the different recordings and the different situations I've been put in, as far as shows, different places I've played, I think I'm prepared for this. So it's really just getting my original songs together and just fleshing out how I'm going to do it for a 45-minute.
Yeah, because the
That's
opening artists get 45 minutes,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
And it's just all original stuff. And I really honestly think if it was 4 or 5 years ago, you wanted me to do 45 minutes of my own original songs, some of them would have been amazing and the other ones would have been quickly thrown together,
Yeah.
But now I'm looking at 7 songs I've done before. There's one I'm writing specifically for this day,
Yeah.
which musically is done, but lyrically I'm still working on it. But I'm surprised, I'm elated, nervous, and not really nervous at all, like all at the same time. So it's and it's really special. I'm excited, especially since I was born here. I'm from here. I was here before there was really
Before the Levitt.
actual scene. Before I remember the old library before they
Yep.
tore it down and built a new one, which saddened me. But the Capitol building, I say the Capitol building, municipal building, whatever, looks like the old library.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. it
yeah.
does.
And so when I see that one, I'm like, okay, it's all
It's
right.
fine. We
It's
got
fine.
an equivalent here.
But just I started doing research on the Levitt. I was like, oh well, let me see, and I saw the board of advisors, and I saw Kirk Franklin's name, and I was like, oh my god, what if he's there?
He might be.
So also
You could just walk outside his studio
Yeah.
and be like,
Oh, that's true.
it's a possibility if he doesn't have his own thing going. But I've been thinking about things like that. I've been thinking about how they told me that, Arlington has its own Juneteenth celebration, and then other cities, and they love the Levitt so much that they decided to put that show on their itinerary of activities for that day.
that's
Right.
cool.
So we're not just gonna get the normal
the Arlington
crowd.
right?
We're getting maybe 1 or 2 other cities
Wow.
Yeah.
coming over for that event, which was tacked on because it's a Juneteenth event
Right.
and it's at night. And I'm like, man, this is 300-400 people already come to that thing voluntarily.
At least. Yeah.
And then it's Juneteenth, and then it's Father's Day.
Yeah.
The same day.
It's gonna be a big show.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh.
Are you playing by yourself? Or are you gonna bring anyone up there with you?
I thought about that, and usually I'll be like, yeah, let me share the moment with somebody else. For some reason, my gut just says, just do this one on your own.
That's fair.
Don't.
Yeah.
Because anything can happen. I trust folks. It's not that.
Sure.
It's just if I want something to mess up, I want it to be me.
Yeah.
And, so just being a native on a
cool.
stage like that, I'm just like, oh my God, it's finally happening. So, and you never know what can come from shows like that.
Yeah,
True.
absolutely. Who's there? Who's watching? Who could be like, dang, Larry, come do this thing with me.
Exactly. And so, years before, it's like, oh my God, this is great, and sometimes they're young, you don't capture moments like you should.
True.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older and I've done more shows and I've been on the road a little bit, I've seen some things, I'm like, oh man, it's not an anxiety where it's like, oh my God, I can't mess this up. I'm nervous. It's just a calculated like, hey man, this is an opportunity you've been waiting on. You might want to just kind of soak this one in. You want to announce it early.
Yep.
So I announced it a month ahead of time. I announced it about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you follow up and you do videos, and it's like, all right, this is you told God you wanted this.
And it's here.
Now you got it.
Here it is. So what are you gonna do with it? So it's different from being 21. Like, man, this is awesome, and you don't really.
Yeah, that's it. You're like, I'm ready for the day. I'm not gonna do anything to.
And so I'm planning on, and I've kind of ruined my own promise because I said I'm not gonna consume anything that my body doesn't need. Dairy, alcohol, none of this stuff. I wish I've already ruined that, but we're looking at 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be a good time to start that. Just
You already have your outfit all picked up?
no.
Oh, okay.
Still.
In my head, I'm like, I haven't even bought my outfit. So that pause, that's really what it is. I'm like, man, I can't believe this is finally happening.
I look forward to seeing you on that stage, and then I want you to at least take just one moment just to take it all in.
Mm-hmm.
Just look around and just take it all in, and then just rock everybody's socks off.
Yeah, man.
As the Prince of Arlington.
As the Prince of Arlington.
I'll make sure you're introduced as the Prince of Arlington.
Newly crowned. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, he works there now.
I have some pull.
He's
now.
got some pull now.
I know some people that get on there.
He knows the lady that works the lights.
Yeah.
Now, Rachel.
I need you to look my boy. Make my boy look good over
How
there.
many cameras y'all got? Is it 3?
There's at least 3 on the floor, and then there's usually at least 1 on stage.
Okay.
Sometimes 2. But for you, I think there will be, at least 3 or 4.
I just hope it's cloudy that day, man. The sun beams.
Sun beaming
right,
down
right,
is not
mm-hmm.
the best. Yeah.
From the west side. It's like, oh.
I always feel bad for the artist when I'm like looking at the stage. I'm like, ooh, they are just getting baked up there. And not in the good way.
I was about to say, in the way that they don't want to get baked.
Not in the green room way.
Mm-mm.
The green room.
You know that. I was like, Lottie, what they got there? Because I called him before the show yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, what they got to eat back there?
Jay Gilly.
And he's just laughing like, why do you want to know? I said, I'm be there in 2 weeks. I want to know if they're feeding us, man.
Yeah, I need to know. Give me the scoop, man.
They got some J Gills back here. I'm like,
Yep.
oh, man, that's decent.
Yeah, usually whatever you want from Jay Gills, they get it delivered, and then you're good.
If you said sandwiches, I'm like, no.
No. They give you the menu, you figure out what you want, and then
That's cool though. I like
Yeah.
that partnership between like an Arlington legend, legendary location like Jay Gilligan's, and what is quickly becoming a gem of Arlington, the Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Jay Gills the oldest surviving bar right now?
I think there's some
there's competition.
Yeah, I believe
it's
there's
Pearls and Plaza Pub.
Plaza Pub, really?
They are also claiming that they are the oldest bar in Arlington. Active.
Plaza and Pearls might be older than Gills because Gills only.
I want both of them to just pull out whenever they got their license initially.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I think that they both changed
TABC
ownership since then,
good
so they may not even have that information. Although you're right, the TABCs probably should have that.
TABC for
It
sure.
should be on the record somewhere.
Yeah.
You
Maybe
think they
this
would
is
have looked
something
that
we
up
need
by
to
now?
find out.
Yeah.
You think they would have looked that up by now if they're fighting each other over who's the oldest? Like, I got the paperwork.
Sure. Yeah.
1963. Beat that. No. 1959. Whatever. So if you're talking about Pearls of Plaza, I think Jay Gill probably loses because they've only been talking about a 40, 50 year deal.
Well, then I guess the other question is like, who's had music longer? Because I think Jake Gill's maybe, but
Well,
I mean, who's to say Plaza or Pearl didn't have musicians come through?
Plaza definitely didn't have music
Okay.
first. Cause
I mean, I've never been in there, but I've driven by it. And
that
I'm
used
like,
to be
I
the
don't know.
rugby bar, and they did not have music until halfway through our tender.
Gotcha.
There,
like,
and that was I don't know. I stopped playing in 2014.
Yeah.
So 2010.
Okay.
It was just now. I was like, yeah, we're bringing music back. I was like, here, okay. But Jay Gills had music before there was a scene like it is now.
True.
And then if you think about Pearls, if they were the country bar that they say they are, on that end of town, they probably had music first.
Yeah,
Right.
they probably did. I agree. Especially like when you think about how old Pearls is, and like that kind of used to like Arlington used to just be up here. Like there wasn't a whole lot of South Arlington. So yeah, they absolutely probably had music back in the day.
Good point.
But still, cool to think about the history of the Arlington music scene and like where we are now, where like Arlington's own Larry Ladale is now playing our flagship stage in the city. I mean, I would consider Levitt our flagship stage.
Oh, without a doubt.
I like Arlington Music Hall, but like it's not as accessible as Levitt, and it's not as like pivotal to the city.
It's not as open as it should be to local artists.
Sure,
I mean,
I
Texas
agree.
Live is just now starting to bring in local artists, which you've played there multiple times.
Troy's, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Troy's quite a bit.
But there's a main stage also,
Which
that
is big.
how
It
It
often-
hasn't been played on a lot.
right.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they
About
don't
it.
bring in a lot of local artists, which is a shame.
Which would be nice for that stage. It's
Yeah.
outside. It's
Yeah.
in between the stadium and the
I think
venue.
you could get a real nice local thing going there. Honestly,
without a
let's
doubt.
go talk to these.
Yeah, we'll talk to them.
There's a lot of bands, that they can. Hey, how you doing? Whatever.
Yeah.
Before the game, or they have so much going on game days.
I've never been over there
With the
during game
cheerleaders.
days, so
Behind the bar,
Oh, for the Cowboys games?
Rangers and Cowboys.
Rangers got cheerleaders?
Sometimes.
Interesting. Let's say I worked at the old ballpark. We never had cheerleaders. We had ball girls.
I'm talking about.
The 6-shooter.
The Texas Live. There's a stage behind the bar.
yeah.
They have dancers out there.
Oh, I
on
didn't know
game
that.
days, yeah.
They're Texas Live dancers.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Texas,
Live dance.
Yeah,
that
they're
makes
not
way
the-
more sense.
But yeah, they do it up. I don't know who plans their events, but
Yeah. Well, I know whenever they got a Stars watching party, they have the Ice Girls there. They got the mascot there. They've got I think Jeff Kay, the announcer, will be up there. It's crazy.
yeah, man. So yeah, it's been busy, man.
Good.
I had the shows and I got a radio interview right now,
Yeah, I got a rate. Yep, right now.
and then I'm going to. Apparently, Jim Ross is having a African American Excellence event at what's that, George something Park. I want to say George Stevens.
Over on
George D. Hawks?
across by Mount Olive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
And,
George Stevens.
George
Oh,
Stevens
yeah.
and there's
That's
a
like
lady.
our basketball park, apparently. Like when you want to play
Yeah.
basketball, that's where you go.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lady. I'm gonna give a shout out. Her name's Vandella. I just call her Vandella. She knows everybody, man. She's like, hey, Mayor's having a party. Want to come over this way?
Is it today?
This event? Yes, it's today after I
Okay.
leave here. But when he got voted in, they did a thing at the Lowe's Hotel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
And
Live
I
by
went
Lowe's.
there and I saw a bunch of Arlington people. I saw people I've known through the years that I didn't know was that involved.
Right.
I saw, you heard of the Bussies?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
buses.
yeah. I know the buses.
They were
yeah.
there. And
Long bearded guys now.
Jim Ross, yeah, they do. I was there back in the PCW days.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, we
And,
have the same, not apparently, we do have the same stylist.
Really?
Yeah, it's funny.
I met him before the beards.
Yeah. I used to always see Thomas driving his Jeep over at TCC Southeast.
Yeah.
Flip flop.
Yeah, and then they
Respect the football.
actually, when I was doing Indy and MPX,
Mhm.
a lot of those guys who helped in training were the last
Of the PCW.
students of PCW.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So,
now XKO.
Christopher Hayden and Arcane is what they call them.
Okay.
And I call him Carlos, but he has his wrestling name is not Hispanic. I forgot it. But those guys were over there helping train, and then guys who didn't wrestle PCW, but they knew the head trainers of PCW. So Tim Storm and APOC knew Lance Hoyt, and
Okay.
they were there when Ahmed Johnson and 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 Red Dog and Jazz used to come through.
Yeah.
So
I think they still live around here.
yeah, they might have a place. I don't know if they live here, but they at least have a house or a location.
Right, because they're always with. Well, it used to be SWE. Now it's. I think they opened World Class, or they were with. I don't know.
They got Dallas Elite. They got VIP.
Yeah.
They got. MPX was the only one for
I remember
about 6 years.
Yeah.
like it kind of started I feel like the ashes of PCW's weekly shows kind of like grew out of like MPX kind of grew out of the ashes of like PCW stopping running weekly shows and,
Right.
although I read that MPX was going to stop, but now they're not. I don't know.
Yeah, they said April 26th our last show.
But now, like, so I guess Steve Kirby's not doing it anymore. I think he was one of the guys that was running it, and someone else was running it now. 'Cause they're having a show tonight. So.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And yesterday or last Saturday was like their last like show that the Kirbys were a part of.
So that was it. The Kirbys weren't running the show anymore.
Interesting.
I thought they were just shutting down all the way.
That's what it
I thought.
sounded like.
Yeah.
But then like I went back and looked at the post because I was like, I thought they were shutting down. And then I saw the show for tonight, and then I was like, I thought they were shutting down. I looked at the post that Steve made, and he was like, look, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'll let the other guy talk about what he wants to do. But I guess they figured it out because it looks like it's at the same place. It looks like it's going to stay at the MPX Arena. Like, I don't know.
Good for them.
Athena's back visiting.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. I said she just got
Matthew
signed
Palmer's on the card tonight.
Yeah, her husband.
AEW.
Yeah.
She's on AEW now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Talking to Jade Cargo. And this somehow turned into a wrestling podcast.
It did,
Fine.
real
I'm
fast.
okay with it.
We do that, yeah.
Well, especially when Larry comes around because like we can talk about like Texas indie
Yeah,
wrestling.
local wrestling.
With Larry,
Yeah.
too.
But you still need to come out to Pele Pro Wrestling Show. What are you doing July 2nd? Playing a show?
I don't know. Let me check.
Where's it gonna be?
Grace Preparatory Academy.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Really?
Yeah.
I-20?
It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
It's pretty
it is,
great little
yeah.
venue. Like it definitely gives like really like Ring of Honor type 2003 like indie
Is it July
vibes to
2nd?
it.
Yes, sir.
Y'all aren't at the 360 arena?
No, I think there was differences in what they wanted to do with the arena and then how they wanted to book Pele there. So we just moved to a new venue. It was
And
better venue.
it's a great little venue.
It is a nice little venue.
July 6th. Oh, so you're the color commentator for it.
No,
I'm the backstage,
He's the backstage guy.
interview guy.
Yeah.
I'm the Mean Gene.
You're the Mean Gene, the Cody. Remember the short guy who was in Tough Enough? And Corey.
Corey, yeah.
He's in Tough Enough, and they're like, we like you, but you're too little.
Yeah.
So be
Yeah.
It's like,
Except Brody's never been a wrestler.
I've
so
definitely never been a wrestler.
he,
I wanted to train, but I just never did.
and now your knees are like, bro, you're
Yeah,
you're
my
pushing
back would
40,
be like,
all right?
we're,
Like-
not, we're not taking bumps on that.
Hey,
back.
look, CM Punk broke his foot the other day, so
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, July 2nd, come on out.
July 2nd, come on,
I'm
Pele.
free so far, so I'll put it
So
on
far.
schedule.
Well, if you
June-
get a paying gig, I understand.
Halo.
Yeah, absolutely. June 19th, check Larry out. I know
Yep.
Rody's got to get to work at the Levitt,
At the Levitt,
actually.
I need to be there.
Anything else going on with you, Larry, you want to talk about before
Yeah.
we get out of here?
What else can people look forward to?
So the Levitt's kind of the pinnacle of what's been
Sure.
going on. I guess I'm expanding. There was a lady who, her and her husband would watch me at Cartel Taco
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
every once in a while. And then so she called me and said, hey, my daughter's pregnant, having a gender reveal. Come to San Antonio. And I was like, when we play down there, I said, well, it's going to be more money because that's
Yeah.
a 4.5 hour
Yeah.
drive. She's like, well, here's some metrics you can look at. Send me the numbers, and we'll see what we can do. I sent her the numbers, and they were not low. They were high.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, yeah.
See you there.
And I
Wow.
was like, all right. And so she paid me. I was like on my way down there. She said, you on your way? I said, yeah. She said, okay, just pay right now. And she paid me before I ever got there. But I didn't withdraw the money until the show was over. That was my That's my way of being honest. So I didn't even.
Sure.
I saw the notification. I was like, no, I'm not gonna look at it.
I gotta earn this money.
So I did the show, and her family liked it, and they're gonna do a baby shower, and they're probably gonna, but it's gonna be out this way.
Yeah.
And so, reason I mention that is because when you first start out, you're like, I'm gonna do these bars and these restaurants, and people will like me kind of in that area. I did a private party yesterday, and just sometimes when you're in that, what do you say? I want to sound smart, but when you're in those type of events, I should say, part of you is like, am I good enough to be here to do this for like a whole private, like somebody's birthday? It's a pool party, or like acoustic. You got an acoustic guitar singing like at a very well could have got a DJ or just anybody.
But that should show you that they were like, we really like this guy. Yeah. Like we like what he brings to the table, and we want to pay him cash money to entertain us, which is cool.
Yeah, and those aren't often,
but
they're not rare anymore. So
I'd say that's moving up.
That's huge. People do that on the back end of their career, not on the
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, like you can book Smash Mouth right now for a private party if you wanted to, but
why
would you? Because you could book Larry Ladale.
The Prince of Arlington.
The Prince of Arlington.
And just wait, we got some other stuff going to be happening with YouTube.
Yep.
So Life of Larry, get ready.
Okay.
You might be invited, be like, hey, I know some guys. Hey, my voice went high. Arlington Citizen Media will be the interviewee for a time.
Hey, I like this.
All right.
Life of Larry.
You'd be like, hey, where we going today? Oh, are we going in the WrestleMania back locker room? Well, this would be great for the Life of Larry, whatnot.
There you go. I
like
this.
Let me go ahead and put that up before somebody steals that.
Get
it's
that
out
copyright
there. It's out in the world. Yeah.
But other than that, I should be playing a video, but I'm not. Things are going really nice.
You'll get there.
And y'all got any more questions? That's kind of all I got.
No, I think that's it for us. I mean, we will. If this is 4, then you'll be back soon for 5.
Are you sure this is? I feel like this.
Maybe this is 5.
We've done 2 at the other studio.
Yeah, we did the one at the.
We did one.
This might be 5.
Is it? I think it's 5.
This is
We
5.
did 2 at the old building downtown. We did 1 here.
Okay.
And we did one.
And then we
did
did one at the Art Festival.
This is 5.
Oh yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have the jacket.
We don't have
for
the
you to
jacket
sign anymore. We had a denim jacket.
What?
We're getting a new one.
We'll get it back.
We're getting a new, better one. We're gonna get it airbrushed.
Yeah, we're gonna
have 5 on it.
Yeah. We have a 5.
It's just mine to wear for the picture.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then,
you don't
it's
get
ours. Yeah. We're not
ain't pulling that kind of money.
No, not at all.
People aren't paying us for private events.
No, not yet. If you want to book us for private events, please let us know.
Book us and Larry. We can introduce him.
Yeah, exactly. We can be your DJs for the MCs for the evening, and Larry is your entertainment, and we're a package deal.
We'll read cards if it's a baby shower.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'll plug it. I don't care.
Exactly.
Whatever you need me to do, I'll do it.
You might as well get the 50 jacket ready.
Okay.
All
right.
I'm going to be a Joey Diaz.
Okay. All right.
To you, Joe Rogan.
Right.
Look, guys. Look. Remember, we were at the burger place yesterday. Yeah. They got buffalo burgers now, don't they? That's my Joe Rogan voice. Yeah, they got buffalo burgers.
They got the moose burgers. It's all about that moose burger. All right. Well, everyone, come out June 19th.
June 19th. Levitt Pavilion.
Levitt Pavilion.
It is free.
Larry Ladale.
So
downtown
come on out.
Arlington, the Prince of Arlington.
Yeah.
Come check him out. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming on the show for the 5th time, even though we didn't realize that till the day.
Congratulations being our 3rd, 5th time guest.
Larry Ladale. And I just realized I didn't do what Brandon did and record some of this. I did the exact same thing he did.
Oh.
and didn't record it. So can y'all repeat that again?
What do we need to say?
I don't do it. We can do it off camera.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you to Dr. Parra and Larry Ladale, who I have dubbed now the Prince of Arlington. And I will continue to call him that for the rest of my days. But thank you both so much for taking the time to come on. Thank you so much to Union Works for allowing us to use their room. I know we forgot to talk about it at the top of the show, but really cool place. If you need an event rental place, you're looking to work during the day, definitely check that out. Super great people and super great location.
Exactly. I mean, like you said, you could book events there. You could do if you just want to get out of working from home, go work out up there. And then, you have so much great food around you, so much, and again, the people are fantastic. Luke has his own office, got the Michael Scott Paper Company outside of it. It's so fantastic. It's also voted #1 co-working place by D Magazine. So,
I mean, don't take our word for it. Take D Magazine's word for it. But you can also take our word for it because we're pretty reputable people. But if you're not going to go co-working, there are other things you can do in the city of Arlington, like every first Sunday at 6 p.m., Dr. Jekyll's hosts the Arlington Open Mic in Pantego.
Also, go back to Dr. Jekyll's every Monday because their trivia night starts at 7 p.m.
Every Tuesday night from 8 p.m. to midnight, Blitz Lounge hosts their karaoke night.
And then the open mic / poetry night is every second Tuesday at Create Arlington.
Every Wednesday at Jambo's, you can catch UTA Jazz from 5:30 to 7:30.
And then later that night, head on over to Division Brewing because every Wednesday is trivia night.
And One Love Lounge hosts their Artist Love Night, which is their open mic night, every Thursday starting at 8 p.m.
And make sure to always go out to check out our social media on Fridays for even more stuff happening this weekend for that hashtag Find Out Friday.
And also, don't forget the Levitt has a packed calendar this summer, so you can pretty much go down there every weekend and have yourself a ball.
And you'll see.
And Rody will be there.
I'll be there sweating and enjoying some good live music, so come on out.
And I enjoy it from my backyard. But yes, come on out. But while you're doing that, be sure to go out and
eat local, drink local, and
go rediscover your city.
Tag us and send those pictures over to us on Facebook, Arlington Citizen Media, Twitter, ATX Citizen Media. Tag us on Instagram, Arlington Citizen Media, and send those pictures the old-fashioned way. Email arlingtoncitizenmedia@gmail.com. Also go to our website, www.arlingtoncitizenmedia.com. Don't forget to subscribe and give those 5-star reviews of the downtown at Apple Music, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and also hit us on SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and YouTube.